Dog poop. What a title for a video, huh? I've been wanting to shoot this one for a while. Yeah, I'm trying to come up with provocative titles a little bit, trying to be dramatic, but hell, that's what marketing is. It's all that you can do to kind of separate yourself or whatever. I thought having a video called Dog Poop, but look, there's a reason for this. And hear me out now, because I really have something of real importance to tell you about. I am a dog lover. These crazy little creatures have always been part of my life. I've had them since I was a little kid. If you're a dog lover, you understand. It's sheer insanity. You know, our lives would be so much easier without them. I always have multiple dogs. Right now, my wife and I have 3 of them. This big monster right here that won't leave me alone. I have to take him for a walk every morning. I have to take him for a walk every night. He just bothers me if I don't. He's a pest. He's a 160-pound pest who's a lot stronger than I am. But my life evolves and revolves around these stupid animals. And so as a dog lover, I'm telling you, it's highly irrational. Love is. All emotions are highly irrational. And yet I've had them in my life since I was a little kid. If I live to be 100, I'm going to have dogs in my life and hope that on my last day, there's somebody to look after them after I'm gone. Because if you're a dog lover, you understand. If you're not a dog lover, I know how crazy it is. Believe me, I know. I can see on the other side of it too. Training a new dog now, little puppy. My wife's. I bought him. His name is Giorgio. He's a little Yorkshire Terrier, and he's got a nasty habit of pooping and peeing right by the door. That's how she trained him. She trained him by. My wife is homebound. She can barely walk, and so it's her dog. I bought him for her. And she trained him by just putting him outside the door, and he had a little piece of carpet that looks like grass. They actually sell this stuff, believe it or not. You know, the dog market is really interesting. They sell lots of crazy stuff to people that are dog lovers. I know I'm getting into that market right now. I'm creating a product called, well, I don't want to tell you what the product's called. You don't need to know. It's you don't want to know. You don't want to know. That's another video for another day. But anyway, he learned how to poop and pee right outside the door. Well, now that he's older, he poops and pees whenever you let him, whenever you don't watch him. He poops and pees right outside the door, and I hate that. Now, he doesn't go inside the house. I hate that a lot worse. You know, on rainy days, he does. On rainy days when, you know, they hate the rain or whatever, so he will poop and pee if you don't watch him really closely. He will poop and pee in the house. Can't stand that. That's the one thing I really can't stand. But it used to really bother me that he pooped and peed outside the door all the time, and yet I love this little dog. I love him. So here's what I wrote. And there is really a point to my video here, not just to tell you about my obsession with dogs. There's a point to this. I wrote, and I'm paraphrasing only slightly because I'm not reading it, but it's on my wall here. It's one of my, you know, this crazy, look at all this crap. You know, these are just little things I remind myself as I develop my belief system about certain things. And I wrote, if you're going to train and raise dogs, if you're going to raise dogs like I do and train them, or like I try to train them, you're going to have to put up with some dog crap. Only I don't use the word crap. Or I don't really even use the word poop. But you're going to have some of that in your life. You're going to step in it occasionally. You're going to have to clean it up. My big one here just threw up this morning at 4:30 in the morning. 4:30 in the morning. This big monster here. That's how I woke up this morning. So from the minute I get up in the morning till the minute I go to bed at night, they're there. But that's just the part of a dog love. You know, if you're a dog lover, you get it. If you're not, you see how crazy it is, and you're right. It is crazy. And yet we do this because, well, they bring joy into our lives. And, hey, again, it's an emotional thing more than anything else. It's the bonds that we form with these little creatures, very emotional kind of thing. And we choose to have them in our lives because in many ways they enrich our lives, or that's what we tell ourselves. But I wrote, if you're going to have dogs in your life and raise them, especially from puppies, and try to get them potty trained so they don't poop and pee in your house, you're going to have to put up with some dog poop. And in life, now here's where, granted, it took me 5 minutes to get here, but if you're going to, in life, there's always going to be problems. That is my first step in having a great attitude. The very first step. I've got there's 3 or 4 of them altogether. I teach 3 steps, but there's actually a 4th step that I don't teach because it's kind of metaphysical in nature, and I don't want to scare people away. But the first step is you just accept problems. You accept problems as an ongoing, necessary, vital part of your life. And the key to doing that is while you're going through the problem, not later, because you can see that. You can see that, oh, yeah, problems, you can look back at your life and see the problems and obstacles and headaches and hassles and adversities and suffering and, whatever other synonyms you can think of. You can see how those things served you in some great way. That's not that difficult to do if you reflect a little bit. What is difficult to do is as you're going through the problems, as you're dealing with the thick of it, like if you're caught up in the anger or the depression or the sadness or whatever it is, the frustration, it's very, very, very difficult while you're in the midst of caught up in all that raw emotional kind of energy to just accept the problem, embrace it. And then, of course, the second step, I'll just give it to you since you've already spent all this time with me on this video, is to look for the good. You look for the good while you're going through it, not years later, because that's easy to do. Again, upon some reflection, if you're a little bit of a deep thinker, you can see that some real good that comes out of the bad situations. The trick is to do that right here and right now. And then the third thing is you go into massive action mode. That's real easy to do when you're in the thick of it. Usually you go into massive action mode in the wrong way. You get angry, you yell and scream at people, it's usually a negative thing. But if you really focus on that second thing and you look for the good while you're going through the bad stuff, then you're able to actually convert some of that raw negative energy into something positive. So accept the dog poop of life. Now, if you're not a dog lover, I envy you. I envy you greatly. But if you are a dog lover, you understand they are pains in the asses, no question about it. They're pains in the asses, and it is highly irrational to have them in your life. And yet, if you're a dog lover, well, you get it. You totally get it. If I don't take him for his walk in the morning, he gets all pissed at me. I've had other dogs. This one's not one of them. I've had other dogs. If I don't take them with me everywhere I go, they pout all day. They really do have their own little personality. Anyway, I hope you benefited from this video. Accept problems as a normal, natural, ongoing, and even vital part of your life. Problems aren't bad. In fact, they oftentimes contain the seed of some really great thing. They're there to teach you, and if nothing else, teach you to develop your ability to transcend them. So you become stronger, and you become better and more capable, so you can deal with even more problems. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. Maybe you just tuned into it because of the crazy name, dog poop. If so, great. Look, check out some of my other videos, and I'm always looking for good joint venture partners, so I always do a shout out at the end of these videos. If you're looking for a way to make more money, reach out to me, heytj.com, HEYTJ.com, or send me an email at tickets@heytj.com, and think about those 3 steps to have a great attitude. Accept the problems in your life. In this case, the dog poop is just a metaphor. Look for the good while you're going through the bad. That's important, not years later, whatever. And then 3, go into massive action mode. Again, that's easy to do when you're dealing with all the adversity and suffering in the present moment. But you have to, without the second step, you end up doing crazy things that you then regret, or at least I have. Anyway, I hope you benefited from something I've said here. It's a long video, but thank you for watching. Hope to meet you soon. And bye for now.